save my life and my possessions. And, another day I'm at the happiest day of someone's life, like a Milwaukee Public School student who was accepted into Harvard. And she was the first of her generation and her family to go to college. So
I love that variety.
me too.
So as we've said in the studio, day after day after day, I see you up there because we have Channel 4 on one of our TVs, our news partners we always have on up there. And I see you in the field sometimes, and I see you at 35th and Burleigh when something really rough has happened, and there you are. I've seen you at school board meetings all over the place. What's the toughest part about being a working journalist?
School board meetings are lit, by the way.
They are now. They didn't used to be, but the last 5 years they've become like the battleground in our state.
I remember one woman called me and she said, "Why did you have me on camera? My son in Fond du Lac told me that I was on your news report." I said, "Yes, it was live streaming on YouTube, and we were physically there. You saw the camera." And other times, when I meet people out, they just remind me it's a very physical, job, appearance-wise. So you get those emails that say, your mouth is crooked when you talk, and I'm like, oh, yes. It is.
I guess it is.
I guess it is.
I'm a person like everybody else. Samantha Market, she said school board meetings are lit. So we're gonna come back to that. When people ask you, I don't know anything about Wisconsin. I'm not from Milwaukee. What do you tell them makes Wisconsin or Milwaukee a special place?
Oh, I think that it's everything. It's where I learned to water ski.
This winter you could have water skied up north, by the way.
Oh, I know, right? My father-in-law can barefoot, so
oh, wow.
I had
That's
to make
serious.
I kept on falling, so I had to really make up for all of that. It's family. That's what I think Wisconsin is to me.
Yeah, I think it is too, and I'm excited to have you on the show because you know Milwaukee. You've been here a long time. But you also know the issues that are important to Wisconsinites because you've been in Wisconsin a long time. And people have been asking me the past couple of weeks, what's it going to be like when Julia's there? And I've been telling people that you are tenacious. No one will outwork you. So peek behind the curtain. The last week you were still at Channel 4.
I was working 9 to 1 p.m. here, learning radio.
Yes.
And then from 2:30 to 10:30, I was reporting for TMJ4 News.
That's amazing. So you would be here in the morning for a few hours, and you would be in our morning meeting. We meet every morning at 10:30, and we've talked about this on the show. We meet every morning at 10:30. We kind of go over what we have and what we're chasing for the day. And you would come out of that meeting, and you didn't even know how to use the equipment around here yet. And I was getting detailed emails from you that this is who we need to talk to. This is who we should chase down. This is what, and then it went a step further to, this is what I'm working on. This is the person I reached out to. This is what I'm booking for the show. And I think that tenacity is going to be something that's going to be really cool to have in the afternoon.
I know. Hopefully I'm not driving Sam crazy. I don't know.
She's so easygoing. Believe me, if Sam's not crazy yet, she's not going to go crazy. I'm so excited that you're here. I want to ask you one more question that I just thought of. I almost forgot. So you really got your start in things working at the convention, the 2004 Republican National Convention, and now it's here in Milwaukee. What interesting perspective, because did that kind of light the fire for you as a journalist?
That's when I got the news bug. I was minoring in pharmacy. And
wow,
yes,
that's hard.
I was going to be a pharmacist.
That's a lot of math and science.
And then I applied in radio and television. And I thought, I love journalism. And then CNN hired me for 10 days to be a runner at the Republican National Convention in New York City.
Wow.
Larry King, Anderson Cooper, Wolf Blitzer, escorting former President Bush Sr.
Wow.
Super tall.
You had a front row seat to all of that.
Yes. And I immediately changed my major.
See, that's going to be great perspective, too, as we become the political center of the universe. It's awesome. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. In the next couple of days, we probably won't do it today. I want to really dive into what makes you tick as a person, not just a journalist. And we're going to have fun with that as we get into the next couple of days. I'm really excited to introduce our listeners to you. Julia Fellow, I'm so happy that you're here. This is awesome.
I'm ready.
It is 4:58 at WTMJ. News at the top of the hour.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
According to the U.S. debt clock, our debt is over $32 trillion and climbing. The question is, how do we pay it off? One of the most likely answers is increasing taxes. Now think about your retirement accounts. Do you want to pay taxes on some of that money now when rates are historically low, or later when rates are potentially higher? At Drake & Associates, we can help you create a plan so your retirement is tax efficient as possible. If you'd like to continue your education, we have our Retirement Ready Toolkit, which includes guides on retirement tax savings. To receive this complimentary toolkit, call or text TAX to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting TAX to 414-409-9982. When taxes go up, will you be ready? Call or text now.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Save 50% or more on amazing seafood at Sendik's. Don't miss out. Go to Sendik's.com and lock in your order today. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. It's Monday, February 26th. Your top story, the latest on the search for a missing Manitowoc County boy.
I'm Julia Fellow. The Brookfield community loses a grocery store.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We do have a couple of accidents up on the board. 794 westbound, the Lincoln Memorial Drive on-ramp. Watch out for that. We've also got one on 94 eastbound at Brewers Boulevard. This one is off on the right shoulder. So we are seeing backups all the way back to about 76th Street. Beyond the Marquette on westbound 94, you are seeing delays from about 25th Street all the way through the stadium, and 894 westbound out of the Mitchell all the way past Loomis. Going to be kind of a tight ride as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, breezy, slight chance for rain, a high of 70 degrees. It's currently 51. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the search continues for Elijah Vu nearly a week after he disappeared.
Two Rivers police continue their search for the missing 3-year-old boy who was reported missing last Tuesday. This afternoon, his mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, making their initial appearance in court, both charged with child neglect. According to the criminal complaint, Bauer sent Elijah to stay with Vang for disciplinary reasons. During that stay, prosecutors say Vang forced him to stand for 1 to 3 hours straight as timeouts, required him to pray, and threatened him with cold water if he dirtied his diaper. Both Vang and Bauer remain in the Manitowoc County Jail. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
A Milwaukee man is dead after he crashed his car into a building early yesterday morning. 22-year-old Alexander Quintero Garcia lost control of his car near South 13th Street and West Montana Avenue. His vehicle hit another car before crashing into another building at South 13th Street, where his car then caught fire. Bystanders were able to pull him out. Good Samaritans got him out of the wreckage, but he died at the scene. Police believe speed was to blame.
The countdown to the RNC is approaching 100 days, and Milwaukee's to-do list remains robust.
The general security zone shared last week is step one in an overall security plan that is currently being developed.
They'll start to have layers, like a layer cake, right? How close can I get? Where do cars get checked? When do I need credentials? So all that will start to evolve.
MMAC senior advisor Tim Sheehy tells Wisconsin's Midday News the other key step in the process is hiring volunteers.
You're not volunteering for the Republican Party. These are people really wearing green T-shirts, right? Bring the green to Milwaukee and help people find their way around here, do those types of things. So that's a big push to be made.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The RNC begins July 15th.
The city of Brookfield is losing a grocery store. Piggly Wiggly on 124th and North is closing. WTMJ has confirmed the last day of the store is going to be May 11th. This is the second Piggly Wiggly location to announce its closure recently. A family-owned Malachi's Piggly Wiggly in Racine is closing March 1st due to conflicts over the lease.
First of its kind for Wisconsin housing projects will combine affordable living units with spaces for those navigating a housing crisis.
The housing community in Milwaukee's Uptown neighborhood will include 41 separated units, 21 of which will be affordable rate housing and 20 dedicated to crisis housing beds. Housing Services Administrator Jim Matthey lays out how the county will determine who qualifies for the spaces.
A lot of individuals that are going through a homeless crisis will be one of our target populations, kind of going with whoever's in need the most is what we're going to target, but we're not necessarily limiting it on diagnoses or exact situation.
In Milwaukee's Uptown neighborhood, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
It's not just fentanyl causing overdoses anymore. The tranquilizer called xylazine is increasingly found in overdose deaths. Dr. Ben Weston with the Medical College of Wisconsin tells Wisconsin Midday News it's a real problem in Milwaukee County.
We've seen a 100-fold increase in 5 years. It's now 27%, more than 1 in 4 overdose deaths from opioids in Milwaukee County contain xylazine.
And by the way, Narcan, it does not work on xylazine, making testing strips key to preventing these overdoses. The Wisconsin legislature has passed a bill that would legalize xylazine test strips.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management.
Coming up, $1 backs the Young Bucks.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
This report is sponsored by Diamonds Direct. Your love, their passion.
Former pro football offensive tackle Mitch Schwartz knows for a guy, buying jewelry is a daunting task at most stores, but not if you go to Diamonds Direct.
It's very simple and very easy process for a guy to go in there and not be overwhelmed.
Mitch found Diamonds Direct and has been back many times buying jewelry for his wife, Brooke, and he's never felt any pressure.
They're going to educate you about what you're looking for, what the diamonds are, how the process works.
At Diamonds Direct, we respect both you and your budget.
I think everyone's kind of searching for value. You don't want to be taken advantage of, and Diamonds Direct is leading in that regard. You're going to feel really comfortable there. You're going to have a good time. You're going to find something that looks amazing and that you're going to get the best value for it.
So if you're worried about getting sweaty palms when you walk into a jewelry store, relax. Take Mitch's advice and enjoy the experience at Diamonds Direct.
We have definitely recommended Diamonds Direct to friends, to other teammates. Everyone else who has been through there has had as awesome an experience as we have.
Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get directions, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Do you love the simplicity and enduring quality of Scandinavian design? Then the Fjords factory-sponsored sale at Ken Michaels Furniture is for you. Inspired by tradition and built to last, Fjords brings the best of modern Norwegian design to your home. Save 20% on these ergonomic recliners and sofas engineered with comfort in mind. Available with manual or power options. Stop in today and save 20% on Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown factory showroom. Save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Special factory incentives make this the perfect time to save on a new sofa, chair, or sectional crafted by Norwalk Furniture. With over 850 fabric and leather options and over 100 different styles, you can create the look you want, and in just 35 days, it's ready for delivery. Can't wait? All our inventory is sale priced and ready for immediate delivery. Shop today and save at any of our Ken Michaels Furniture stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Siding Unlimited News Time, 5:08.
All right, glad that you are with us. John Mercure and Julia Fellow, thank you for hanging out with us. Jason Smith is a correspondent for 101.7 The Truth, ESPN Milwaukee, and WTMJ. He's also a Bucks host, and he joins us at this time every Monday. He's right here walking in the studio. Here is our guy. Wanted to talk to Jason about HBCU game at the Fiserv Forum. Jason, thanks for joining us.
Forum tomorrow is the it's the third actual HBCU night here at Fiserv Forum, and it's special because what they're doing is they're actually hosting a job fair throughout the whole game. And
like for any sort of jobs or jobs related to the Bucks?
It's going to be for any sort of jobs. It's in partnership with Johnson Control. They're going to be holding a job fair throughout it. The 101.7 The Truth is actually going to be there. We're going to be broadcasting live the whole time. But, I mean, it's going to be a fun experience. And they're actually giving out 2 scholarships. And, you know, I'm from Brown Deer. I went to Brown Deer High School. And somebody from Brown Deer is getting one of the scholarships.
I want to ask you about historically black colleges and universities. For those of us that didn't grow up with exposure to that, don't know the importance of it, don't know the history, why is HBCU a big deal?
I think it's super important, especially like you said, the history, people who don't know the history, because back in the day, a lot of black people couldn't get into certain institutions. So they were like, okay, we about to just start our own and see what happens. And the main thing because like I didn't go to a HBCU, but sometimes I look back and like, man, I kind of wish just for the experience, just to see what it was like. Because like black people, they would go to a HBCU, they're seeing majority of them because like majority of schools, like I went to UWM, I saw nothing but white people. And it was like a very few black people or people of color there. So it's just about representation, seeing familiar faces, then the connections that you get throughout going to a HBCU, the different opportunities that going to a HBCU allows you. Like, for example, I mean, the sports in HBCU is amazing. You love going to the games. And
the atmosphere seems incredible.
It's amazing. I mean, like, it's fun. Like, it's a lot of fun going down all over there.
And what do you think it means to, for everyone for this happening during Black History Month?
That's why I think it's super important, and to highlight that because it's been a push on HBCUs in the past couple years. I feel like there's been more prominent in the news. So especially hooking up with a team like the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA, because not every NBA team is doing this.
That's a lot of southeastern colleges, right?
Yes,
that are coming up.
Yes, and they're on the come up. They're getting more exposure. So hey, listen, we don't know what HBCU is going to look like in 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Julie, have you been to a Marquette game this year?
No, I have not.
I went to one just this past weekend, and Jason and I were talking about this in the newsroom. The atmosphere is electric, and it's such a different atmosphere, Jason, isn't it, than a Bucks game, which is also really cool, but it's so different.
Listen, way different. And I love hosting the Bucks. It's fun, but it's more wild. It's more like the fans are much more into it.
Exhilarating.
Yeah, then you would think it would be the opposite, because you would think the NBA would be more, like, the fans are great. The Bucks fans are great.
But they're drinking their fancy cocktails.
They're
and when you got
bougie.
students in there, it's not bougie.
The students, listen, they just got out of class. They ready to turn up. They ready to have a good time. They ready to do all the waving and all the signals and all. They ready to dance. So the atmosphere is so much more like you feel it more. Like you're more energized. That's what it is. More energy in a Marquette game versus a Bucks game.
He is Jason Smith. Check him out. He's Bucks in-game host. I love it when I go to a game and Jason's on the court. It's so much fun. You can also hear him on ESPN Milwaukee, WTMJ, and 101.7 The Truth. Always great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
It is 5:12 at WTMJ.
This report is sponsored by Associated Bank. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Pick up the best wild bird food for less during our KT sale this week at Fleet Farm. Get 20 pounds of basic blend on sale for only $6.99. Save on a 35-pound bag of Birders Blend for just $21.99. Plus, we carry over 150 varieties of wild bird food, so you'll find something for every bird in your backyard. Save on everything you need for your everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Your weekly Bucks breakdown is back.
Jay Crowder's return is imminent.
Bucks Weekly on WTMJ.
You're reaching the point in the season where you do give your veteran the first crack at everything.
And a new year brings new faces.
I'm going to stay ready, and when my opportunities come, I'm going to try my best to keep knocking them down.
Get the latest news, analysis, and insight on your Milwaukee Bucks all season long. Bucks Weekly with Justin Garcia every Monday night at 8 on WTMJ. And catch the podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money, too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi for Universal Windows Direct. If you've been cold in your own home, do not suffer through one more winter in a cold and drafty house. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct today at 414-410-2000. 414-410-2000. Super Spacer technology helps keep the edge of the glass warmer, holds the window seal longer, and makes the windows last up to 5 times longer than any other window systems. Schedule your free in-home estimate today, and for every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lozica. Good afternoon, Deb.
Good afternoon, John. Well, we had an earlier accident on or just past the ramp to Brewers Boulevard on 94 eastbound. That one's gone, but now we've got another one on the westbound side at Mitchell Boulevard, and that's got the left lane blocked. The delay is stretching all the way back past 27th Street, so give yourself a little bit of extra time there. Earlier accidents around 794 around Lincoln Memorial Drive, Broadway, that whole area, that's been cleared out of the way. Southbound 4394 slowing down from the base of the high-rise bridge all the way down towards the KK River. Hey, BRI's on the roads report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, cloudy, low of 46. Tomorrow, slight chance for afternoon showers, a high of 70 inland. Rain is more likely to the south. On Wednesday, boy, it changes. Light snow, blustery, a high of 31. Wind chills into the teens. On Thursday, sunny, 41. On Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 50 degrees. Right now, mostly cloudy and 52 degrees. Welcome into Wisconsin's Afternoon News. I'm John Mercure. Julia Fellow is here. We're so glad that you are with us on this Monday.
So glad.
This in the news today. Marquette University professors are taking a stand against students using artificial intelligence to complete their academic assignments.
One professor who discovered that students are using AI sites like ChatGPT have spearheaded an effort to push students to finish all of their work during class and encourages them to submit them with handwritten reports.
The Marquette professor saying, quote, relying on AI-generated content undermines the very essence of academic exploration and personal growth. Okay, now the reveal here. Everything Julie and I just said, that little part, was written by ChatGPT.
What did you think when I showed you how quickly, in 10 seconds, I was able to get that?
I was stunned, actually. I was stunned.
So I wrote very, very vague, just 2 sentences, and I said a prompt in ChatGPT, write a news article based off of this. And it came back with about 7 paragraphs.
It's remarkable.
With some big words. You noticed that right away. What did you say?
Yeah, like some of these words are words that kids probably wouldn't use.
That's what the
It's
professor was saying.
Like they're trying to sound impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm stunned at the scope and speed that ChatGPT. I've never done what you did today. It shot this out so fast.
I don't know how it came out with a quote of a. I didn't
Right,
even
like where'd
say.
that come from?
They just the ChatGPT invented it.
See, that's part of the problem, right?
That's the scary part to me.
It's plagiaristic, but it's also stuff that isn't always real.
So then I did give me 5 headlines for that story. What did you think when I showed you that? I had John punch it.
I
and
thought
he never
they were actual headlines.
I know. So the New York Times is actually, doing some litigation with this because some of the headlines, it says Marquette professor unveils alarming trend. It just sounds like someone in a newspaper
It totally does.
newsroom wrote it.
Reminded me of the Wall Street Journal, the way it sounds.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the foundation, what Julia discovered today and where we're at. Up next, a professor from Marquette joins us to discuss what this means, what the future looks like, what are the concerns, just kind of take us inside this issue with greater depth. That when Wisconsin's Afternoon News continues.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we were just talking the other week about cyber attacks. Director of the FBI called it the defining threat of our generation. What should businesses and individuals be doing to protect themselves?
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here. The way we're looking at cybercrime at R&R is it's no longer merely a work problem. It can have a devastating effect on your personal life as well. These events are more severe, they happen more frequently, and we've seen them with some very revered brands in our area just recently.
All falls under the umbrella of cyber insurance, but I imagine policies vary widely in terms of what they offer.
Yes, these policies are very different. One thing to be mindful of is many companies offer a product that is really a add-on endorsement to your particular policy. It doesn't provide a lot of coverage. It provides a low limit of insurance with a lot of exclusions. It may be very inadequate for what you need. What you're looking for is a standalone cyber insurance policy. This policy offers, in addition to an insurance reimbursement, offers a team of legal experts, IT professionals, public relations assistants to help you as an individual or your business get back on its feet after an event.
See, what I heard you say there is a team of people to whom I have access because I don't just need a check. I need help cleaning up this mess.
Yes, and at R&R Insurance, we've been ahead of the cyber game. We've had our team of dedicated cyber experts in place for almost 10 years now. This is an area we know well. It's a suite of solutions we can custom design to help support your business or you as an individual.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Great info, Jeff. More information online at myknowledgebroker.com.
The famous Fox and Hounds restaurant is one of Wisconsin's premier dining destinations. WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife, Michelle, and I love the Fox and Hounds. We've been going there for many, 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 many years. As a matter of fact, as a small girl, Michelle went to the Fox and Hounds. And those traditions are alive every time we go in there. I love the real wood-burning fireplaces. It's cozy. It's nice. And the Fox and Hounds has won top choice awards for Best in Fine Dining, Most Romantic Restaurant, and Best Sunday Brunch. It is the best. It's super affordable because when you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. There's no coupons. There's no gimmicks. You put your seats in the seats and only half of you pay for dinner. So order your favorite steak, the pecan-crusted salmon, steak and lobster even, and your second dinner is always free. Hey, and if you're looking for a fun, rewarding job to make real money, work at the Fox and Hounds. New servers, bussers, and hostesses are valued. Inquire today. Start next week. And go out tonight for an early week dinner at the Fox and Hounds. It's quiet, relaxing, and your second dinner is always free. It'll lift your spirits early in the week. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill, the drive alone is spectacular. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi for the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and so much more. Every unit is custom built. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
At the Bath Authority.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Welcome back to Wisconsin's Afternoon News. We are talking ChatGPT. We are joined by Marquette Assistant Professor Gabriel Velez. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, really happy to be here.
So you heard what Julie and I did right before the break. I guess the first question is, what is your take on ChatGPT and the ramifications for students and educators?
Yeah, I think it's a whole new world out there. And, you know, we sometimes think that the young people are on the cutting edge, that they know more than us as professors. And the truth is, I think we're all kind of trying to figure this out. You know, these folks, as I mentioned in an earlier article that I was talking about, they've gone through 16 years of education, 15 years of education without it. And so they're trying to figure it out too. And I think we should do this together rather than saying it as, you know, sort of instructors versus students.
This is Marquette University's Assistant Professor Gabriel Velez, who's in charge of educational policy and leadership. So you're kind of on the fence with it. I was actually talking to someone with communications of Marquette University who said the business college, there's one professor that loves it, encourages the students to do it. What do you do for your students?
Yeah, I really try and have an open conversation. And so we walk through it. We've worked with the library where we go in there, we show them what it would look like when you put it through ChatGPT, when you also sit there and you talk about what are the pros, what are the cons, what can we do with this? And so really make it a shared conversation rather than just saying it's banned, don't touch it, or rather than leaning in fully and being like, use it as you want.
Because you can't ignore it.
No, you can't ignore it. And I think you can't assume that we all know what's going on with it. I've asked students, you know, what it means when you put something in there, and they say, oh, it's kind of like Google. Mm-hmm. And then that opens up a whole space to be like, it's a little bit different. Let's talk about that.
Are there similarities? There's similarities to plagiarism, or is that not the right way to look at it?
So I think it definitely can go down that path. And I've actually worked with Marquette's integrity office there to be like, well, how can we deal with it as a learning process? So rather than punishing, saying this is a student plagiarizing, let's talk about how we can teach them and how we can show them how to use it in a different way.
I think it's plagiarism. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it because when I said write a news article and, you know, how many years I've put into this career and it just can spit out something that sounds like a news person wrote it.
I think it's lazy.
Yeah, well, see, and that's where I think the usage really matters because we're sort of assuming, right, that students are putting in the prompt and then they're just giving you what they get. And there's a really kind of middle ground in their space to say, well, you can put in the prompt and use that to generate where you're going to search. So for instance, I have a research project and I tell students, well, you could put it in, it'll give you topics. And then what you do is you take those topics, because it's summarizing from a lot of knowledge out there. You go down to the library or you go onto our library website and you use those topics to start searching for actual research. Now, we're putting a lot then on the students to be honest and open about that. But I do think there is that kind of middle ground.
How do you make sure they're honest? Do you check them out?
So I don't use AI detectors, I will say. I try and sort of be open and honest and have a conversation with them. I will say that if they're doing it early in the semester, it's hard for me. If they're doing it later, you tend to know what your students are doing, their writing style. So I try and build in a lot of handwriting, a lot of things where they can't use it early, and then I get a sense of their style. Now, I'm fortunate because I only have 20 students. Couldn't do that if I had a class of 100.
So you've changed the way that you teach in the classroom.
Definitely, and especially the way that I talk about it and lean into it.
Is handwriting, is writing things by hand one of the keys to, I mean, if you're writing it by hand, you can't use ChatGPT.
Yeah, and I do think that's an element that we're seeing more and more, right? I mean, there's been years that I've heard, you know, folks saying that we're losing that ability. We don't handwrite anymore, right? And my handwriting is terrible. But that's come back into the classroom, I think, more and more, and I certainly use it more than I would have.
So looking into your students' careers, do you see this as the future for any application like a newsroom?
I do think it's going to be really prevalent. And that's why I think it's important to lay a groundwork, too, that this is not just about putting something in, spitting it out, and whether or not you're doing that or not. It's about using it to sort of further the work that you're doing, to use it as a tool rather than as just sort of this cheating mechanism. And I think we need to open that conversation about it so that students are thinking of it in that way.
This is what they were talking about. They were talking about writer's block, and it was helping
Yeah.
the students.
Yeah, I like your approach. I mean, it can be a useful tool. It doesn't have to always be like, this is the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Something in between.
And to that writer's block, I've got young kids and they ask me for stories all the time.
Yep.
When I hit that writer's block, I pull it open and I say, tell me a story about a lion and a dragon.
Yeah, see, that is interesting.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank
Marquette's
you so much.
Gabriel Velez. Thank you. It's 527 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All the markets closed down today just a little bit. The S&P 500 was off 19 points. The Dow was off 63. The NASDAQ dropping 21 points on the day. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Asante came to TurboTax after graduating from culinary school and landing a job in the hottest kitchen in town.
My hands are full all day, every day. I love it.
Asante, as your TurboTax expert, I'll make your moves count, guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and your maximum refund. Sound good?
Yes, expert.
Switch to Intuit TurboTax and make your moves count. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over 75 years, Runnings stores have earned the reputation for quality brands, fair value, and hometown-friendly service. Now Runnings is bringing those same values to you. Runnings is now open in your community. Find the widest variety of everything you and your family need for your home, on the farm, and in the outdoors. Runnings is proud to live, work, and serve in local communities across the Midwest, the Northeast, and America's heartland. Runnings is your new home, farm, and outdoor store. We look forward to seeing you soon. Learn more about us at runnings.com.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Book special hotel packages with room rates starting as low as $129 a night. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, Milwaukee passed over again.
I'm Julia Fellow. The feds say not so fast to a grocery merger.
I'm Wyatt Farmar-Pooley, hopping in here real quick for Debbie Lazaga. We've got a crash on 94 westbound at Mitchell Boulevard. It is now moved off to the right shoulder, but continues to cause delays all the way back through the stadium interchange, all the way back to the Marquette. We're looking at about a 4-minute delay there and a lot of brake lights. We're also seeing some slowdowns on 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown. It's a 14-minute ride. That's about a 3-minute delay. And it looks like 894 westbound is slow coming out of the Mitchell. I'm Wyatt Farmar-Pooley with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 46 degrees with a southwest wind. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, breezy, slight chance for afternoon showers. Looks now like most of the severe opportunity is to the south of us. A high tomorrow of 70 inland, a little bit cooler along the lake. Right now, mostly cloudy and 51 degrees. The Milwaukee Bucks will have to wait even longer to host an NBA All-Star game at Fiserv Forum. Our partners at the Milwaukee Business Journal are reporting that the NBA is set to announce that the 2027 event will be in Phoenix. The game is set to be played in San Francisco in 2025 and L.A. in 2026, meaning that 2028 is now the soonest Milwaukee can host. This despite NBA Commissioner Adam Silver's comments at the opening of Fiserv Forum that the game would be coming to Wisconsin. It has now been over 5 years since Fiserv Forum opened.
The search continues for Elijah Vu nearly a week after he disappeared.
Two Rivers police continue their search for the missing 3-year-old boy who was reported missing last Tuesday. This afternoon, his mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, making their initial appearance in court, both charged with child neglect. According to the criminal complaint, Bauer sent Elijah to stay with Vang for disciplinary reasons. During that stay, prosecutors say Vang forced him to stand for 1 to 3 hours straight as timeouts, required him to pray, and threatened him with cold water if he dirtied his diaper. Both Vang and Bauer remain in the Manitowoc County Jail. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Lawmakers in the nation's capital facing a familiar deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown. They have to approve another short-term federal funding bill by the end of the week. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on the Senate floor today urging House Republicans to work with the Senate to reach a deal that will pass.
The margin for error on any of these is razor thin. And unfortunately, the temptation to choose chaos and disorder instead of cooperation will be strong for some here in the Capitol.
The deadline to avoid a shutdown is midnight on Friday.
A deadly weekend in Milwaukee and in West Dallas. 2 people are dead and 2 in the hospital after a quadruple shooting yesterday afternoon near 51st and Center. Police say a 21-year-old woman died at the scene. A 28-year-old man later died at the hospital. It appears to be a domestic violence-related shooting in the fight where all of the victims exchanged gunfire at each other. 2 other victims were taken to the hospital and 3 people were arrested. Police also arrested a 32-year-old woman from Milwaukee on Saturday for opening fire on a crowd outside of Incredible Skate and Family Fun Center in West Dallas. This was after a fight inside. The gunfire struck a 44-year-old man and a 14-year-old boy. Both have non-life-threatening injuries and were not involved in the original fight.
The Federal Trade Commission has sued to block a proposed merger between grocery store giants Kroger and Albertsons.
Not so fast for the proposed merger between Kroger and Albertsons. The FTC suing to stop the nearly $25 billion deal, arguing in court documents it would stifle competition and cause grocery prices to spike for millions of Americans. Xavier University marketing professor Scott Beck says just the prospect of such a deal spurs interest.
One thing that is really clear, Albertsons is for sale. So if not Kroger, then whom?
If approved, a combined store chain would span 48 states with 700,000 workers. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
The city of Brookfield is losing a grocery store. The Piggly Wiggly on 124th and North is closing. WTMJ has confirmed the last day the store will be open is May 11th. This is the second Piggly Wiggly location to announce its closure recently. Family-owned Malachi's Piggly Wiggly in Racine is closing March 1st due to conflicts over the lease.
The new Wisconsin legislative maps are very likely to go unopposed.
Marquette University fellow and Milwaukee Journal Sentinel columnist Craig Gilbert tells WTMJ if the new maps are to be challenged, it'd be by the federal courts and not the state courts.
There's a scenario under which that could delay the implementation of the maps for the 2024 cycle. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's possible.
He says even though the U.S. Supreme Court has a strong Republican majority, they've been
kind of loath to intervene when there's a legislated map. So you wouldn't expect the U.S. Supreme Court necessarily to be the one that puts everything on hold.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
Brewers lose their first spring game of the year to Cincinnati today in Arizona. The Reds beat the Brewers 8-3. Our next broadcast of spring training baseball for the Brew Crew is Wednesday at 2 in the afternoon. Our Bucks return home to face the Charlotte Hornets Tuesday night after back-to-back wins over the Timberwolves and 76ers. Our coverage starts at 6 at night. Tuesday with the Bucks shoot-around right here on WTMJ.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:36.
Sponsored by Grandview Homes, the name you know, the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
We needed to sell Mom's home quickly and with a company we could rely on.
No showings, no closing costs, no staging, no real estate agent fees, no added stress.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Vince Vitrano here for Expedia Cruises in Brookfield, inviting your family to ring in the new year at sea. Join my family for a 7-night cruise on Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. We leave Orlando January 29th, stop in Mexico, Honduras, and Royal Caribbean's private island. Let's celebrate New Year's 2025 together. Come as a couple with the kids or grandma and grandpa. How about bringing everyone on the trip of a lifetime? Let me send you more information on that trip with Expedia Cruises in Brookfield. Email me, vince@WTMJ.com.
Winter, according to some expert, is 3 months long. Well, that expert clearly never lived in Wisconsin. I'm Randy Miller, second-generation owner of All Right Home and Remodeling. As Wisconsin natives, we understand the bitter cold, biting winds, and how to help you improve your home with new windows, siding, proper insulation, and more. So you'll be fully prepared for winter, all 8 months of it. Visit us at ALLRITE remodeling.com.
All Right Home and Remodeling.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Let's check in with our friend meteorologist Kristen Crochet, who is with us from the Weather Center. Kristen, guess who's here?
Hello.
Can you believe it, Kristen?
Julia. Oh my gosh. I just saw you the other day, but I already miss you. I'm so glad I get to hear your voice.
Me too. We still get to work together, Kristen.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy about it. I love it.
Kristen
I love
and
it. How's
I-
it going, Julia? How's your day?
Oh,
How's radio?
fantastic. Exhilarating. That's the word I would
That's a
say.
good word.
Kristen and I
Good.
work the
Yay.
weekend morning show.
Oh, yeah.
So we were up at, what time did you get in, Kristen?
I would get
1:30?
in at like 2 a.m. Yeah.
Sometimes
So
earlier.
TV's harder because I don't like when I have to fill in on the morning show here because I'm not a morning person. But at least I don't have to look like I'm awake. When you're on TV, you have to look and sound like you're awake.
Oh, right. Exactly.
It's a different ballgame.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you more a night
Julia-
owl or are you
Julia
morning
gave
person?
I'm a night owl. Julia, what are you?
Oh, yeah. Kristen does not like the morning show.
Yeah, me too. It's hard.
No.
I didn't disguise my dislike for the morning show, generally speaking. I'm much happier on nights. I
We
get a lot
grew
more
a
sleep.
great friendship, Kristen and I.
Yes, we did. And we worked the morning show together during the height of COVID.
Oh,
and so
wow.
we were together almost alone in the building for, I don't know, like a year probably. So you were one of the only people I even talked to at work for a long time.
At
Wow.
a distance. It's true, with masks on.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because there was only
yes.
skeletal crew, right? Almost nobody else in the building.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't
It
that
was
crazy?
an interesting time.
It was insane.
But yes, we became very good friends. So I'm
Awesome. Now
always
we still
happy
get to
talk
hang
you,
out.
Julia. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, you guys, we have some really interesting weather coming.
What do we got? It's going to be a roller coaster, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. So tomorrow, if you like the warm weather, tomorrow during the day is actually going to be really nice. Temperatures in the 60s. A couple of places could hit 70 tomorrow. I mean,
Whoa.
this is wild. We're in record territory on Tuesday as far as those high temperatures go. Then Tuesday night, a cold front's going to come in, and the setup favors the potential for a few strong storms on Tuesday night. So I would encourage everybody, just make sure that you've got your weather app, that you're paying attention to what's happening in the weather tomorrow night. Hail and strong winds, I think, would be the main concerns. There's still a little bust potential with this thunderstorm forecast, that these storms could miss us to the south, but we're going to be watching that closely. Then as the cold front comes through, temperatures are going to drop really quickly. Rain changes over to snow. So we've got snow in the forecast for early Wednesday. I'm a little concerned for the Wednesday morning commute because we'll have wet roads. Then we change over to snow. We could get a flash freeze because of how fast that these temperatures are going to drop. So Wednesday morning, heads up, you might need some extra time there. And then wind chills are only in the teens and 20s on Wednesday. So we go from almost 70 to feeling like teens and 20s the next day. Really, really wild.
2 words, storm chaser.
Storm chaser.
You're going to be in there.
Right? I'm actually off tomorrow, so.
Wow.
Enjoy it.
Remember what we saw on Friday on my last day? All the pileups, everybody forgot to drive.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, right. And so this isn't going to be a big snow on Wednesday, but we know that it doesn't take a whole lot, right, to, really mess things up on the road. So we're going to have to watch that. And then Tuesday night, that storm potential. But then temperatures are going to warm back up pretty quickly. We'll be back in the 40s Thursday, 50s by Friday, and back to the upper 50s by Saturday.
So if you're headed south, like towards the Chicago area, is there a chance for severe weather? Are there going to be heavier storms as you head further south tomorrow?
Yeah, I think if you're commuting or if you're headed down towards the Chicago area, same deal, that there could be strong, potentially severe storms. And that threat really only increases as you head farther south. And that time frame is still the same. And should these storms miss us, that's going to be the area that they hit will be like the suburbs and then potentially right, downtown Chicago.
Long drive home.
For sure. Take your time. Hey, I wanted to ask you one more thing. So, we've talked with you about the lack of snow in the Northwoods and how devastating it's been for them up there.
Oh, yeah.
When we get that snow that's coming on Wednesday, maybe a little bit, will they get more up there or does it miss them again?
I think they get a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a big snow. However, I have not taken a very close look at exactly how much snow that they're going to get. But I don't think that this system really has enough moisture and enough of the ingredients to really put down a ton of snowfall up there. But I can't say with a high degree of accuracy how much snow that they're going to get. But I was just talking to Brian Niznansky. He, I think, was up there over the weekend, and he said it was just crazy. I mean, at this point in the year, they usually have a ton of snow up there, and he said that there's just hardly anything.
Yeah, the trails literally, like in Vilas County, Eagle River, have not been open one day. It's been devastating for sure.
Wow. Yeah, and I was talking to a friend of mine who was doing the Berkey this weekend, who I was talking to him before he went up there, but they were saying, that they had to change the trails and they were making snow and it was going to be a much shorter course. And, it was just really fascinating to kind of hear all of the adjustments that they were having to make.
One more Kristen revelation, then we got to let you go, Kristen. You do not like the cold.
I do not. You know what? So here's the deal. I actually really like winter weather forecasting. I as a meteorologist, I like winter. As a regular day-to-day person, I do not.
Because you can do the forecasting inside where it's warm.
Inside, yeah, and it's fun to talk about. It's fun to track winter storms. Snow forecasting is really challenging, but also enjoyable. But yeah, no, I could do without it.
I'm with you. I'm with you 1,000%. Yeah. Meteorologist Kristen Kershane, always good to catch up. Thank you.
Bye, Kristen.
Okay, good to talk to you guys. Bye.
544 at WTMJ. We've got some tickets we give away up next. Your chance to win that. And are there benefits to wearing high heels? That's straight ahead on WTMJ.
Hi, it's Brian Noonan. You may know me as the host of WTMJ Nights, but let's be honest, that's so 2023. From now on, the new title will be WTMJ at Night. Why? Well, because that just means we're going to be more connected to the shows throughout the day. I'll still talk to you about the news and the issues that mean the most to you, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So for all the news and information you need and the radio irreverence you've come to love, join me from 7 to 9 when there's no sports on WTMJ at Night. Right here on WTMJ. Really? At? That's the big change?
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
If there's any one thing that matters most to home sellers, it's their real estate agent getting as close to their asking price as possible. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, and here's a fact that should get you to think twice before calling anyone else. Statistics reveal Benefit Realty's list price to sale price ratio is over 100%. When you choose Benefit Realty, we're working as hard as we can to get you all that we can. Get proven performance and full service, all for only 3.9% real estate commissions. Benefit-realty.com. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty. When it comes to getting the peak price for your home sale, it's all a matter of eyeballs. The more people we get your home listing in front of, the more opportunities arise. At Benefit Realty, we are ultra confident in promising you maximum exposure to your listing. We want to sell it fast and for as much as we can for you. That way, all sides win. And I have to believe that's why we've achieved the strong growth that we have. Maximum exposure means maximum home sale value. Benefit-realty.com.
Imagine, if you will, a wonderland of vehicles. An entire convention center filled with the things you love to drive. It's the Milwaukee Auto Show at the Barrett Center downtown, February 24th through March 3rd. Immerse yourself in the latest new cars and trucks. The Milwaukee Auto Show. For tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
All right, let's check those roads with Debbie Lazaga. How's that ride rolling, Deb?
Well, we've got that accident on westbound 94, right about at Mitchell Boulevard. It was in traffic. Now it's off on the right shoulder, but we do have delays all the way back towards the Marquette. Westbound 894 is also backing up from the Mitchell interchange all the way through the Loomis area. That's that construction zone there that they are working on stuff. Other than that, everything is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. John Mercure and Julia Fellow here.
Oh, so nice to be here.
Yeah, how's your Monday going? Pretty good?
Very good.
We're going to make somebody's Monday because we're giving away a free voucher good for a sunset cruise at Road America. So Road America is much more than just the cars rolling around up there at Elkhart Lake. It's incredible. So all these next few days, we're going to give away a voucher to a lucky caller. What number should we choose?
7.
Oh, lucky 7. Caller number 7. You win a sunset cruise at Road America, one of the world's fastest permanent road racing tracks. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Caller number 7, you win. Good luck. We'll do this again the next couple of days as well. Switching gears. High heels may not be everyone's favorite footwear, but a new study indicates there's a benefit to wearing 3-inch heels. WTMJ's Eric Bilstead.
High heels, the shoe everyone loves, but no one wants to wear. Okay, Kristen, do you wear high heels?
These days, rarely.
Absolutely not.
Do you wear high heels?
Yes, wearing them now.
All
I
right.
think they're like 4-inch heels,
All right.
3.5 at least. These are pretty tall ones.
Stilettos? No. I purposefully wear heels when I'm on the TV set at Milwaukee PBS. I feel taller, I feel stronger, I feel prettier, I feel like I'm in command.
But how do you feel physically?
Afterwards,
They hurt your feet. However, I cannot deny the fact that they make your legs look awesome.
I know the benefits of just the vanity point of it. That's probably how I got my husband. But now I'm married, and now I can just wear flats.
If I were to tell you that a study says that heels are good for you, how would you respond to that?
I think that sounds bogus.
I'll need some proof on that.
I would call shenanigans.
I said in these shoes, no way, Jose.
Not everyone is fly on wearing the high heels, but you may be surprised to learn that these shoes can actually be beneficial.
I think most people probably would guess that wearing high heels often is a bad idea.
Gretchen Reynolds writes the Your Move column for the Washington Post. She says there's a study out there from the University of Texas that indicates high heels can make you a more efficient walker.
The scientists recruited a group of women and also men, and they put them in high-heeled Chuck Taylor sneakers that had a heel of about 2.5 to 3 inches, so a decent heel. And they asked them to wear them for 14 weeks.
And after the study, they discovered that the subjects began walking differently.
They checked how much energy these people needed to walk on a treadmill. And it turned out that after they'd been wearing these high heels for several months, they could walk better. They could walk what scientists call more efficiently, meaning they used less energy to go at the same speed. And that means that you can then walk longer and faster using less energy.
I said in these shoes, I don't think so.
Walking in heels shortened calf muscles and stiffened the Achilles heel, prompting the changes in how these subjects actually strutted. So, more efficient and less energy. The study could do wonders for people with mobility issues.
And that includes, say, older people who often find walking really hard. It requires a lot of effort. And if you can make it feel easier to them, they might be able to walk longer. They might be able to go farther with their dog, with their grandchildren. And the same for people who maybe are out of shape, who haven't done much walking lately.
So the next time you squeeze into a pair of Aquazzura heels, just know looking that good will be worth it in the long run.
Well, I'm not changing my mind. It still hurts your feet.
I said in these shoes, I doubt you'd survive.
Julia Fellow, did you say that you don't feel the need to wear heels anymore because you landed the man?
That was me.
That was you?
Early 2000s, that was the thing. Acid wash jeans.
Yeah.
I'd be running the quad to my next class in those high heels. It definitely gives you balance. I will give that.
How uncomfortable is it if you wear them for the majority of a day? Do you feel it in your feet at the end of the day?
You have to break it in, definitely. Just like you're breaking in a shoe. That's basically what it is. You break in your next heel.
But if I break in a shoe, even the first day, it's not really, my feet don't feel crunched in there.
You want to know a confession?
Yeah.
The most I've ever spent on some high heels?
Yeah.
$1,600.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Does your husband listen to the show? Oh,
yes,
my gosh.
He's listening. He didn't know.
He does now.
Yeah, I know. He does now.
That's incredible.
I know.
Do you have some of those ones that are red on the bottom? I don't remember what those are called.
Christian Louboutin?
Yeah.
Those are really high. He was saying in the tees a 3-inch. Those are like 6-inch.
Oh, my gosh.
No,
that
you
is
can't
incredibly uncomfortable.
Charles Benson one time saw me in one of my Aquazzuras.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was limping. And he's like, why would you even wear that?
Yeah.
Why?
I thought you were going to tell me you saw Charles Benson in heels.
No, but you said, that's a great image. You said in the meeting, no man had an opinion on this in Eric's story. What do you think?
I think we like it when you guys wear heels.
I think so too.
They're beautiful.
They were originally made by a man.
I bet they were. A man who never had to wear them himself.
Exactly.
They are they're sexy. They're fun. It's nice. But what you said was very interesting because my wife doesn't wear heels anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Got the man go to the flats.
Yes, immediately.
That's so funny. Hey, you and I were both impacted by AT&T, right?
Oh my gosh, Sam, were you impacted?
Right? Did you lose service? The AT&T outage last week?
What did you say when I said I lost my navigation system?
I'd be lost, period.
I
Not
would
getting
too.
anywhere.
She was terrified.
So AT&T decided that, there were tens of thousands of people across America, mostly in big cities, and Milwaukee was one of them, where people lost, like I didn't have any AT&T service for, several hours in the morning. You said you got an email or a text saying that they were going to give you $5. Is that right?
A whole $5.
What's more than I got? How come I didn't get that? I did not. I went back and looked in all my spam folders, and I was out just like you.
They said they apologized, and they said they're going to give back the average cost of a full day of service, which comes out to roughly $5.
Is that can you get a latte for $5 or a donut?
No. I'll take it. I'll take the $5.
It's $5, and they didn't have to do that.
No.
So at least they did something. I'm serious. Yeah. I got nothing. What's up with that?
Check your bill.
I'm going to, but I definitely didn't get the email or the text.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Right. So now I'm learning that our wives feel like they don't have to wear heels anymore. I didn't get my $5 from AT&T. This day's not headed the right direction.
Just tweet at them. They always pay attention to that.
That is remarkable, actually. I've had luck with that on airlines a couple of times. That is the way to get their attention, for sure.
My friend said, just say you ruined my bachelorette party or something with one of the flights.
John Mercure and Julia Fellow with you. I am so glad that you are here. We are here the rest of the week. Welcome. I'm so happy that you're part of this team.
Thank you. I'll work hard for all of you.
I know you will. It is 5:56 at WTMJ. Here's Rich Kirchen at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The Federal Trade Commission sues to block Pick and Save owner Kroger from acquiring Albertson, the country's second largest supermarket operator. Kroger is the largest. Milwaukee County finalizes a $1 million grant for an affordable apartment project that includes emergency housing for people dealing with trauma. The project near 50th and Lisbon Avenue could break ground this spring. Menards completes a land swap with the Wisconsin DOT in West Bend. The retailer built a new park and ride lot for the state and in exchange got land to expand its West Bend store. This is Sean Ryan with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.